My name is Carsten. I'm running the Tunnel Speed Academy here in Gothenburg, Sweden. But Tunnel Speed is an international concept which is used in many countries by many sports and many athletes. We believe that speed is the most important to make you successful in your sport. If you play football, if you play tennis, if you play handball, basket, you need the speed to be successful. So therefore, if you want to come to an elite level, you need to be fast. So the concept was developed by Hans Tanner. He's from Switzerland, and he started with this for about 30-40 years ago. It came from track and field, and he was a long jumping champion. Then he became the national coach of the high jumpers at the Olympics back in 1884, and then he developed the concept also for sports, for team sports. Because when we have a ball, also we have to run differently. We cannot just run like the track and field athletes. We have to move to the sides, we have to move forward, backward. So therefore it's very important that we also learn these kind of movements. We believe that this is something you have to learn from the very beginning, from young ages. Because if you start playing ice hockey, the first thing you would need to learn is the skating. If you start playing water polo, the first thing you need to learn is the swimming. If you play football, handball, tennis, the first thing you should learn is how to run. Because if you have a better running technique, it's not that you're only being faster, but also you're more efficient. That means you can run for a longer time with high speed. And therefore it's very important. Just to give you an example, when we run 10 meters, and one player or one athlete is running 1.7 seconds and the other one is running 1.8 seconds. The distance between them is only 1/10 of a second, which means basically a blink of an eye. But that will give the one player who's faster an advantage of about 58 centimeters when reaching the finish line. So in your sport, this might be the big difference to be more successful, because you will be clearing the ball or you will be finishing and you will be scoring. So therefore, the speed, especially in the acceleration, that is the key thing. And that is what we are doing here, what we're teaching the kids here in Sweden, but also, as I said, we do this international. We have a lot of customers and clients coming from all over the world or even following us online. And then we teach how to make this possible, how to become faster. There is different stages of speed training. You always would start with the basics, and it doesn't matter if you are 8 years old, if you're 14 years old, if you're 17 years old, the basics is necessary. The better, the earlier you can start with it. So if you're 6, 7, 8 years old and you start with the basics, of course you have an advantage. But you can also start with this when you're already a little bit older. So the basics is to improve your running technique, that you work with the right posture, that your feet are doing what you really need them to become faster. So that is the first step. The second step is then the acceleration, so that we have to have a very good coordination, which is ending in an acceleration. So that means when you make a move and then you have an acceleration, this is the key thing. So we're working a lot with agility ladders, and we will show you drills about how to improve your coordination with a ladder. So this is the next step. Then we have in team sports, what we said before, a lot of change of direction. So also we have to learn how to turn quick to the left, to the right, or to decelerate and to run the other direction. So these kind of things has also be part of our training, because only what we do in training we will be good at in our games, in our matches. The next step then will be plyometrics. Plyometrics means that we're jumping and bouncing a lot, because this will increase the strength of your feet. So we call it reactive strength. So when we're talking about speed, it is frequency. That means how many steps can you make every second, and how powerful are you? So that's the reactive strength. How quick can you take the foot off the ground again? So these things go together, frequency and reactive strength. So the plyometrics is there to improve your reactive strength. Then the next step is resistance training. Resistance training is an ideal complementary training to speed and strength training, because with this we can learn and teach the body how to very good control the activation of the muscles, and that is key for becoming faster. So then it's resistance training, and then also, of course, the better and the quicker we are in our head, the faster we can move our body in the direction where we need to go. So it's a lot about anticipation, it's a lot about decision making. These kind of things we also have to implement in our training, so therefore we can then also take quicker decisions. There was once Thiago, the player from Bayern Munich, or now for Liverpool. He was once asked, when you get the ball, in the midfield, how much time do you have to take a decision what you're doing with the ball next? And then his answer would be -1 second. So that means he needs the decision already before he even receives the ball and passes it to the next player. So the faster we can do this also with our brain to make our body move, the better, the more efficient we will be in our play. So therefore we will also do a lot of drills. We call it cognitive skills, that we're working on anticipation, that we're working on decision making. So also there we have a lot of drills, and that will also help you to become better and faster in whatever sport you're playing. As I said, it's not only for football, it is also for tennis, for handball, for basket. Every sport where you're working with a ball and you're not working as a single athlete, but there is a lot of opponents, it's a lot of teammates. So the better you can do this, the more successful you will be in your sport.